This is the excerpt from the fourth movement of Brahms' Fourth Symphony, letter C to letter D, for youth orchestra auditions. So I'll just talk through a few fingering options and things to point out. This one starts più forte, so something a little more hefty than forte maybe, but not. Save yourself for the fortissimo that's coming up in about 6 bars. And there's a crescendo in the 4th bar to the 6th bar. And then when you get to, if you have bar numbers, I'm looking at the youth orchestra part that was set in the mail, measure 65 is forte, so the sound is actually going to drop there slightly. You know, it should still be strong, but not as loud as you can play. For when we get there, bar 66, for an audition, I would play, and for youth orchestra, you should play separate notes. Don't try to play double stops. And yeah, so let's have a start. I would start on the G string. So there's no reason to shift up, and yeah. So the other thing you'll have to worry about, just make sure this is in tune. I changed strings today. 2 minutes ago. All right, is the rhythm. You want very clear dotted 8th and 16th rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, and it's best to give a little bit of an impulse. This is how all the great chamber music teachers taught us, on the 16th notes, the small notes. So it's don't overdo it. It's not but and as legato as you can inside that context. Maybe. So start on the G string, first finger, and that's all there. But then either the A back to 4th position, or you can shift in the slur 2, 3. Then I would go to 2nd finger to the 3rd position, either to the A string, or if you do that on the D string, you need to make sure there's enough sound. But I'm setting myself up for this. The 3rd bar, so stay in 3rd position. And so what I'm doing is 1, 4, 3. So the shift has to be not jerky, but fast and accurate. This is Brahms, so in the passion of the moment, there can certainly be some glissando. Now is the crescendo. You may, if you can play a nice open A, you might play an open A here. And I slowed it down so you could hear that crescendo, not because I want to emphasize the glissando. It's quite fast, so you shouldn't hear too much glissando. Then you're at the fortissimo, but it's no longer, well, it wasn't the melody, but it was sort of a secondary voice. Now it's bass line. So, so yes, fortissimo, but you don't have to struggle too much. And yeah, I played with this a bit. I think usually I play crossing strings every time, and when I actually practiced it, since I never, it's not something I actually practiced to be able to play it, but this part. If you shift it up, it's actually a little better, I think. So fewer string crossings, same string if you can stretch or jump. Jump, I mean shift, of course. Now the forte, I stay on the low string. And I'm used to playing the double stops, so yeah, my fingerings may reflect that. You can do the octave there, or if not, you can still make it sound legato across skipping the string. Now a little less again, so you can grow. Yeah. Sorry, new strings, I'm not used to it. Forte piano, and all separate. This one I shift up on the C string because I want to be in third position for the sextuplets. The bow stroke is very détaché. And my fingering, shift, open string is fine for one note. Now, I would not play off the string because it will just sound choppy and bad. But since you're playing this for an audition, you'll be playing by yourself. And the string crossings, of course, even more so. Not too short, but... So it's letting the bow sort of bounce on the string. And if you can't see my fingering, I get to the bottom. Of course, there, pretty much everybody should do that. I can easily stretch. If you can't, don't do it, because of course if you play it out of tune, that's not going to help you at all. But if you can, the changing note, F sharp 2, fourth finger, again fourth finger, and first finger on the G string for the B. Then you're well set up for 3 and 2 on the tritone. Then shift to normal first position with open string. Make it as easy on yourself as you can, because the next one is not so easy. You need to be here, third finger, and end on second. Then, so let's go over that again. And I said slightly off the string for the 16th. But then back on the string as clean as you can. The cleaner you can make it, the better you will, you will sound in the audition. Hopefully you can hear my change from the F chord, F sharp and A, with the D changing to a C. Now, let me say, if you can't stretch that, you could, I didn't figure this out. On the downbeat you could, the third beat you could go back to first position, 3, or even 2. Shift again, whether you're on 2 or 3, to third finger on the F sharp, because, I don't know. That's not very good. That's the sort of thing you're very likely to miss in an audition. Unless, if your hand is built and the fourth finger is great, then, then you should be okay. But most people would have trouble with that, so. Now, back to the stretchy fingering. If you can stretch, back to fourth position, but down a fourth. Only if you can actually play that in tune. If you can't, don't do that. One fingering is if you've played the Beethoven, I have a student who did the second Beethoven sonata last year. That works really good. You can hear the strings really good. And so that's the other option. To whatever kind of arpeggio fingering you're used to doing. Do an open string or 4-1 if that's easier. But it's just a little bit of a string crossing issue. So for me, it's I learned this when I was doing all kinds of stretchy fingerings, and I could actually do the octave reliably. First position. Now, whichever fingering you use to get down there. So my fingering is second here, C string. That 4-3 I told you to avoid down here. It's the best solution I have for this for myself. I won't say which ones, but of course don't forget to hold the accidental for the whole bar. So you want to hear that diminished chord and then the A major, then the B sharp, the A sharp. The other option, open string, half position, shift. Shift to 1 and stretch. And you have to try these, see which one you sound better playing, which one you can, sometimes you won't sound good on something at first, but you practice it and it ends up being a better fingering. So do bear that in mind. And this one, forte piano. I use about a third of the bow for that one. Then I use very slow bow. This diminuendo is very. He means it, so you get quite. I can easily play 4 bars in a bow there, even with the forte piano.